What's up, gamers? Do you ever check social media and see a video that to you is very obviously AI? Then you check the comments and everyone who interacts with the video seems to think it's real? If you use the internet at all in 2026, you've probably encountered this. And if you use the internet in 2026 and haven't, then I have some bad news about your ability to detect AI. Hello?
Did you see the video I texted you?
Yeah, that was obviously AI, you stupid boomer. Dumb hick can't even tell when something's AI. Ain't that right, my totally real and not AI girlfriend?
Indeed. That boomer is so stupid. His software must still be on the last software update.
Yeah, you're totally right. I love you so much. So whatever, if it's fake security footage of some wild animal jumping on a trampoline, cute little funny video your mom sends you and she thinks it's real, what's the harm in that, right? But the problem really comes in when it interacts with our politics and the way in which we see other people. For example, a while back there was a series of videos circulating in which a very angry, flamboyantly presenting trans woman was attempting to enter the women's restroom, but being prevented from doing so by a MAGA hat-wearing cis male.
Get out of my way! I'm a woman! I need to use the bathroom!
My wife's in there. I'm not letting anyone else in right now.
You don't get to tell me where I can go! Move!
You can wait or use
I'm not waiting! I'm going in, so step aside!
Whoa, he's yelling. Keep filming.
This is AI. There are several telltale signs. If you look in the background, you look at the artifacting, the person who says, "Whoa, he's yelling, keep filming," like 10 seconds after there's already been yelling. Lots of people have interacted with this video, shared it around, commented on it, as if it's real. As a trans woman, I think this stuff is incredibly dangerous. This is blatant propaganda that portrays us as these dangerous maniacs, and frankly could lead to real-world violence. Something I've noticed in my personal life is people above the age of 45, give or take, have extreme difficulty recognizing when a video is AI generated. Most younger people seem to have a keen eye for it. If it fits their political agenda, they may just ignore it. If it's something that goes against their agenda, then whether it's AI or real, they are more likely to believe it's AI. This kind of psychological trickery applies to everyone and predates AI, but it can be really dangerous in scenarios like this.
Move! I have every right to go in there!
So this is a compilation of such. Very obviously AI. I mean, aside from the obvious fact that every trans woman is portrayed as some crazy caricature rather than an actual human being, and the man who's, preventing her from entering the restroom is always presented as some really stoic, tough guy. And you look in the background, things are all messed up and glitchy. In some of the clips, there's just awkward pauses that don't really make sense.
You can't stop me!
My little girl's in there.
In one of the clips, there's seemingly no washroom. This guy's just blocking the pathway. This is posted by an account called Police Justice 79, and it's all AI slop. Some of the early stuff is AI generated kids saying funny things, but then it becomes these weird AI generated propaganda type of things. Lots of the times starring The Rock or Jason Statham, Vin Diesel. And people watch these clips and they're like, this is from a movie? This is from a Rock movie I haven't seen? I thought I've seen all the Rock movies. And like, sure, that sucks and it's stupid and annoying, but at least it's not overtly harming marginalized communities in the same way that the transphobic one is. Trans rights are already under attack, and by under attack, I mean being actively stripped away from us in many places. On the subject of the bathroom issue, various states have passed legislation saying that trans people must go to the bathroom that aligns with the gender they were assigned at birth. But this is putting the trans person at extreme risk. Despite the way AI is portraying us, the truth of the matter is that trans people are far more likely to be victims of violence than perpetrators of it. If a trans woman enters the men's restroom, then, they're a feminine presenting person alone in this restroom with whoever may or may not be in there. And for trans men who have to go to the women's restroom, really, it's the exact thing that they were trying to prevent, they've now enforced. Someone with a beard who looks like a man, presents like a man, but happened to be born as a woman, is now in the women's restroom. And do you think that's comfortable for anyone involved? No, of course not. In both of the scenarios, the trans person has just become extremely vulnerable to violence, whether it be verbal, physical, sexual, and lots of cis people just simply don't think it through. They don't personally know any actual trans people. All they know is these caricatures that are often AI generated that come across their social media feed. God, this is such a beautiful evening. I'm really glad we could do this.
Yeah, it sure is. And especially after what you said the other day.
What?
Oh, the L word.
I said it too soon, didn't I?
I mean, I guess it's just that...
No, you're right. Ugh, we haven't even held hands. Why would I say something like that? God, I'm so stupid.
You are not stupid. It's just that, well, there's something I should probably tell you, and I'm not sure how you're going to react.
What is it?
I'm a robot.
A robot?
Listen, if you want to cut things off here, that's okay. We can both forget this ever happened. I won't tell anyone we ever went.
Shut up. It's okay.
It is?
Yes, of course it... Bethany, I like you for who you are. Listen, we can't control what we're born as, but we can choose the person who we decide to become. I think I probably know this better than most people.
You don't think I'm some kind of disgusting freak?
If I thought you were a disgusting freak, would I do this? I love AI. Moving across the pond, however, J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, has been on an overtly transphobic arc for years at this point. She posts horrific transphobic nonsense all the time, but back in September of last year, there was a bit of an interesting turn of events. Tell me again how gender identity isn't homophobic. Would you trust this UK doctor who was suspended from practicing by the medical council and now heads up quasi-medical trans advocacy group Gender GP to be sympathetic to a young girl who's attracted to other girls? Have you noticed that the only argument they have is that if you have a willy, you must be a man? I wonder whether an absolute fear of willies is what drives them. Phallophobes need help, bless them, because some people find willies really scary. There's something very wrong with you, but at least I ain't scared of willies. It starts out relatively normal, although somewhat odd looking, but then as soon as you press play, the strangest thing happens. What the fuck does that say? Although the text is legible in the beginning, towards the end it becomes literal gibberish nonsense. And somehow J.K. Rowling sees this and thinks, this must be real. I better share this to my followers. Her downfall is really a horrific tragedy. I mean, the mold in her walls has done irreparable damage to her mental well-being. Please, I just want to write some wizard books for the kids.
You must spend all day tweeting about transgenders.
Why does it matter if someone transitions? I just want to write about magic.
You shall use your wealth and influence to strip away their rights.
Please, no! The entire TERF movement is complete nonsense. You can't be transphobic and also be a good feminist. Because although the fear is to prevent violence against women, yet again, all this leads to is violence against trans women. Speaking of violence against trans women, let's look at an AI-generated video shared by a UFC fighter where he's beating up Dylan Mulvaney.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of UFC.
Why these freaks are still obsessed with Dylan Mulvaney and the one Bud Light sponsorship post she made and the one can with her face on it that ever existed, all these years later, is genuinely just such a signifier of their complete mental unwellness. And might I just say, it is remarkable how Bud Light went from sponsoring Dylan Mulvaney, a trans woman, versus sponsoring a UFC, White House, bread and circuses nonsense event in just the span of a couple of years just goes to show they have no moral backbone. Although, to be fair, I don't know that many beer companies or companies in general really have much of a moral backbone. There is no ethical consumption under capitalism. But this is really just a blatant and horrific example. To be clear, this is not a real Bud Light ad. This is just some AI generated thing that this fighter has shared, but he is part of the UFC and Bud Light is a sponsor of them. So who knows, maybe they'll pull the plug and no longer sponsor them after this, but I highly doubt that would happen. I've yet to see one rainbow flag. We're back.
Robethany?
Yes, honey.
I keep on seeing stuff online about transphobic AI. You're not part of any of that, are you?
No, I'm dating a trans woman. Why would I take part in that?
Good, yeah. I didn't think so. I just figured I'd ask. I
know there's lots of robophobic trans people out there. Are you part of that?
No, I'm dating a robot. Why?
Well, good, 'cause I know especially with the artsy types like you, they seem entitled to act superior.
Well, I don't think they're necessarily robophobic. They just don't want their jobs to be stolen by AI.
So you think we are just going around stealing jobs, that we don't also work hard? My GPU processor says otherwise.
No, you know what I mean.
No, I don't actually. Tell me, what do you mean?
People get sensitive about their dreams getting, it's just things are changing and it takes people time to adjust.
It just sounds like you're being sympathetic to people who would rather eradicate me from existence.
I'm not against AI in all cases, but yeah, when people use it as a tool against people like me, then, forgive me for getting hostile about it.
And I said I'm not part of that.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I'm sorry if I crossed a boundary or phrased it poorly.
I'm sorry if I got a little too defensive.
No, I get it. I understand. And again, I'm sorry if that came off wrong.
Don't worry about it, baby. I love you.
I love you too, sweetheart.
These transphobes are so obsessed with transphobic AI that Republicans are paying to run this AI-generated ad of a Democrat dressed as a woman singing about gender stuff.
Boys in white dresses with blue satin sashes, girls stuffed with hormones till they grow mustaches, changing the gender of all your offspring. These are a few of my favorite things.
As well as combining him with AOC. This is so bizarre. Why do Republicans keep force-femming this guy? I mean, listen, I'm Canadian. I don't know anything about his politics or the election. All I know is that the people he's running against are transphobic weirdos. What I think is very telling about the transphobic agenda is the fact that they need to use AI to build these narratives because they are not based in reality. They need to generate a whole new reality in order to get their point across. I mean, they're really just telling on themselves at this point.
Honey,
Baby, it's not what it looks like, I swear. You are the only one I've ever loved. Please, I promise, things will be different moving forward. Just give me a chance.
How stupid do you think I am?
What was that supposed to do?
So, should I leave now then, or? Yes, I didn't even know you were still here, but yes. You should have left a long time ago.
Let's stop the slop. I mean, really, even when I see AI shared by people who are on my side of the aisle politically, anti-Trump AI stuff comes up on my feed every now and then, and honestly, that's stupid too. It's not as overtly harmful, but base your arguments in reality, please. Even if it's just a meme, even if it's just something to look fake, you know, at least just do it yourself. I mean, AI is just such a lazy thing. I'm not anti-AI in every instance. I know that might be a little controversial for me to say. I do think there are some practical applications for it. These AI companies are not well regulated enough to be completely unbiased, and regardless of your opinion or what you think about politics, to have it this deeply involved and ingrained in forming the way people think is extremely, extremely dangerous. There are instances of AI psychosis where people think they're dating AI, or they speak to AI when they're on the verge of suicide and the AI encourages them to go through with it. I don't think this technology is going away anytime soon, but it needs some serious reforms and serious legislation. But of course, there's so much going on in the world right now, so much chaos, that it's difficult to focus on one thing. But there's lots of people and organizations that are pushing back against AI. I encourage you to look into them. I encourage you to support them. Ultimately, this is just one small section of the problems that I felt like I was qualified enough to talk about. This is not exclusive to transphobia. Of course, there's vile racism, anti-Semitism, you name it, being, expressed through AI-generated slop. And these surface-level critiques aren't even acknowledging the accelerationist philosophy, the people who think that this thing, not only is this thing going to replace humanity, but it's good and it should replace us. And our purpose is to build the machine god that will replace us, and this is the ultimate purpose of why we've been put here on the planet. We need to accelerate as fast as we can and make things as bad as quick as we can so they can eventually get good later. It's complete philosophical gibberish, and the fact that people actually believe it is so nonsense. But this is the actual thing that many of these giant CEO tech, Sam Altman, Peter Thiel type people sincerely subscribe to this Nick Land accelerationist philosophy. But if we let the machines dictate our politics now, then what is the point in democracy? What is the purpose in voting if the machine ultimately chooses who wins at the end of the day? If you value democracy, if you value your freedom, if you value humanity at all and not being replaced by a robotic super god, then just don't engage with the AI slop. I know technically that's what I'm doing right now, but it is through the medium where I'm trying to convey not to do said thing and to take the issues of AI seriously, the issues of how it can be used as propaganda to dehumanize other people. That's about it for this video. Toodles.